We're stuck in Vermont.
Sing a song.
Welcome to Stuck in Vermont, brought to you by 7 Days and sponsored by Hotel Vermont and Vermont Tourism. My name's Ava Solberger. We are here in Shelburne at Wake Robin for a Carpenters tribute concert.
Just sing a song.
For 2.5 years now, Sally Olson has been performing Carpenters songs across Vermont.
Well, I do have kind of an obsessive personality, so like when I find something that I like, I really latch onto it.
I'm honored to be paying tribute to the Carpenters, and I feel as though Karen and I are kindred spirits.
I love you in a place where there's no space or time.
The music to the vintage costumes, Karen Carpenter's story, I mean, it's just everything about it is like there's so much of me.
She's talked to her biographer, knows him quite well. They're in regular communication. She has thousands of people all over the world who are in touch with her online, Facebook. She's collected all the record albums, signed pictures, the paraphernalia. It's pretty amazing.
It's gonna take some time this time.
And I know that Bill Reed has trained many, many voices, not only in Vermont, but in New York. It's a blessing to have two of them on the stage.
That's sort of my job, helping people hook up their talents as singer, actors, and if they want to, get out there and work professionally.
My mom was always a Carpenters fan, so during my younger years, I was familiarized with the music. Yeah, all throughout high school, I would pretty much just listen to oldies music stations. I would wear only vintage clothes. My connection to Karen Carpenter was, first of all, through the music. The more research I did about the Carpenters, the more I realized that I really connect with her as a person. The struggles that she went through in her personal life really resonated with me. I had known that she had died at a young age due to complications of anorexia. I, too, developed anorexia when I was in high school. I was always really driven to succeed. Being so fixated on being the best in everything that I was doing also translated to how I viewed myself, my physical self. What started as like a healthy diet just became like eating hardly anything. All through my 20s, it was just, the up and down, yo-yo. I was just miserable because that's all that I was ever thinking about, too fat, too thin. The way that I was able to come out with that is pursuing my artistic interests, because that's what really brings me a lot of peace.
We've only just begun to live.
We are in my apartment in South Burlington. Most of these are for my Carpenters tribute concert. This is probably my favorite one, and the one that looks most like a dress that she had. This one, I was like, wow, this looks like something that she would have. And then I found that picture of her last night. I was like, oh my God, it's the same dress. This is another fun one, which I haven't used yet. It's become like Carpenter's world in my apartment. I've studied a lot the way that Karen makes gestures and moves her hands, and also how she holds a mic. So it has to do with holding drumsticks. I might be picking up the drums at some point.
I'm on the top of the world. The rainy days and Mondays always get. And loneliness and empty days will be my only friend.
Yes, this is my first retirement community performance.
And I think we have an audience that were young people during the time when Karen Carpenter was popular.
I love their easy listening music. It also brought us right back to the 1970s.
It brought me back to the 70s. Just memories. And it's my growing up with my family, so it's touching my heart.
The Carpenters are everything. When I was a teenager, there was a compilation. Do you guys remember the compilation that came out? Okay, so it's kind of cool to like the Carpenters.
Okay, Wake Robin is an absolutely fantastic place to live for retirement. 70s, 80s, 90s. It's lifelong learning. There are all kinds of things to see, things to do. We have a very active music life. We have all kinds of music presentations.
And there's no getting over that rainbow.
I thought it was just a masterful performance. And the fact that she's willing to change her clothes and play the part.
And I said, she sounds just like her.
And what a beautiful voice Sally has.
I mean, you know, maybe it sounds a little silly, but sometimes I feel like maybe she's around a little bit.
And I'm honored to be able to use my voice to help keep the legacy of their music alive.
She's not just singing the music, but you feel like she's communicating something about her life.
Close to you. Lost in a masquerade. Bless the beast and the children.
I think once you experience any kind of eating disorder, like even if you're recovered, it always stays with you. Art and singing, it's a means of self-expression and therapy.
Thank you for music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing.
This week is a cartoon issue of 7 Days, and you can see a comic all about Sally drawn by Harry Bliss. So check it out, and we will get stuck in Vermont with you again real soon. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and sign up for our email alerts. So you're doing this, and you'd be losing a helper.
Well, yeah, and she's absolutely been a lifesaver.
So you obviously believe in her talent if you're trying to help her find a career.
It's working against my best interest in a way, but she loves it.
I know, I say that too many times.
Feel free to say it now.
We've only just begun.